Kickstart summer at Lowe's with Memorial Day savings on major appliances like the Smart Whirlpool Top Load Washer, featuring the 2-in-1 removable agitator in a color you'll only find at Lowe's. Take it out for bulky items, leave it in for a more thorough clean. You can customize any load, plus skip steps with the Load and Go dispenser. Simply add detergent once and skip the refills. Memorial Day savings start now at Lowe's. Shop in-store or online today.
Take the next step toward the career you want, be it business, cybersecurity, healthcare, or more. UMGC can help you get there. No application fee when you apply by August 31st. Visit umgc.edu, certified to operate by Chev.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
This is BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. You got to get that Odyssey app. I mean, look, we have got some cool Odyssey exclusive stations curated for listeners just like you.
If you're a Metallica fan and you're kind of getting all caught up in the excitement of this coverage record, you know, they're going to be putting out the Black Album, a 30th anniversary reissue featuring a ton of covers of their songs. Well, we've got a station just for you, and it's called Cover Me. Yeah. Basically, all the Metallica songs that have been covered put into one radio station, and that's on Odyssey.
Lots of great stations on Odyssey. Plus, you can listen to us on Odyssey, all of The Rock. And, man, really, if there's any audio that matters to you, Odyssey has got it. Download the Odyssey app today. AUDACY Odyssey.
Let's play B-Mix. It's time to play the game. Yeah. So everybody scream his name. B-Mix. Don't be a loser. Whoa. B-Mix. You're a loser.
It is time to be Migs, and it's time to pump it up for Monday.
That's right.
Pump it up.
Let's do this.
Yeah, let's do it. Get excited about Monday or the start of a new week or, I don't know, something cool. Let's get to our contestant. We've got Adam in Shelton. Adam, are you there?
Oh, yeah.
Nice. All right, Steve, get out of here. For those playing at home, Adam will have 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. Adam, you can pass all you want, but you will only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Smallville was a TV show that revolved around the younger life of which superhero?
Superman.
Yes. The more common term for hypertension is high what?
Blood pressure.
Yes. The Clippers are a basketball team from what city?
Los Angeles.
Yes. What band released the 1976 album Fly Like an Eagle?
The Eagles.
No.
Pass.
The main 2 colors of a Butterfinger bar wrapper are yellow and what?
Blue.
Yes. What river is Washington, D.C. located on?
Potomac.
Yes. What athlete had a part in the movie Airplane?
Michael Jordan.
No.
Pass.
706 people survived the sinking of which vessel?
Titanic.
Yes. Dawes Butler provided the original voice of which cartoon bear?
Yogi the Bear.
Yes. What is the largest key on a standard computer keyboard?
Return.
No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 correct.
Oh, returns the old typewriter way of doing it.
Yep, and I would accept the enter key on that one as well, but they're both wrong, so it doesn't really matter.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, yes, of course I know what it is. Oh, I'm a moron myself.
Well, don't say anything. Steve's back in here. And
I don't think he'll need help on that one, but you never know.
Yeah.
Stranger things have happened.
Oh, this is so frustrating that maybe I would have got it if I had more than one guess.
Maybe,
but probably not.
Yeah, right. Steve, you ready?
Oh, yeah.
Smallville was a TV show that revolved around the younger life of which superhero? Yes. The more common term for hypertension is high what?
Sprain?
No.
Energy?
No.
High strong.
No.
Damn it.
The Clippers are a basketball team from what city?
Los Angeles.
Yes. What band released the 1976 album Fly Like an Eagle?
The Eagles.
No.
Oh. Oh, crap. I can see him. Whoa. Steve Miller Band.
Yes.
Yes.
The two main colors of a Butterfinger bar wrapper are yellow and what?
Blue.
Yes. What river is Washington, D.C. located on?
The River of Deceit.
No.
That's a nice one.
Kwai.
No.
Mississippi.
No. What athlete had a part in the movie Airplane?
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Yes. 706 people survived the sinking of which vessel?
Titanic.
Yes. Dawes Butler provided the original voice of which cartoon bear?
Yogi.
Yes. What is the largest key on a standard computer keyboard?
The space bar.
Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You win 8-7, and it was the space bar that was the deciding factor.
Sorry, Adam.
Hey, thanks, guys. Have a great day.
You too, buddy. That was
So
a good
close.
game.
Yeah, it was a good game.
And both Adam and I would be like, "Oh, that's a space bar."
Yeah, they both went. Thought the return key or the enter key. Forgetting about that big old space bar.
Long.
Mm-hmm.
It's not as thick as the shift bar.
No, not as girthy as the shift bar there.
Yeah. All right.
The two that you did miss, actually, Adam got correct. The more common term for hypertension is high blood pressure.
That's what I know that one.
Yep, me too. And the river on that Washington D.C. is located on is the Potomac. Yeah, not the Mississippi, the Deceit, or Kwai.
Yeah, I'll never get that one right.
I can tell.
But I still love the River Kwai.
Yeah, right.
Got to give that as an answer.
Worst movie ever.
Oh,
Is it
wow.
really the worst ever?
It was just not Steve's cup of tea. It's well received, I think.
Right.
The River Kwai is a great World War II movie, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I mean, it's critically loved. It was just my dad made me watch it, so it was the worst movie ever.
Yeah, I understand that.
Mr. Sulu was in it, George Takei.
Was he really?
Yeah.
Wow, he had to have been a lot younger.
Well, it was, movie, right? I think it was during the Star Trek years that he made it, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was the late 60s movie.
My.
The River Kwai. Which, ironically, I mean, I don't know exactly about what World War II was about, but, George Takei is making a World War II movie, and he was basically interned during World War II as really a very ugly part of American history.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Well, Steve, congratulations. You won.
Thank you.
Good start to
Good
Monday.
job, Stevie. So Seth Rogen, who I'm digging a lot because I watched the new cartoon series, the animated series Invincible on Amazon Prime that Seth is a producer of. Also, he does one of the characters. He was doing an interview with GQ magazine, and he answered some random questions that were submitted by fans, including this one. Dear Seth, where are you happiest?
I'm happy on the couch. I'm very happy on my couch. And I have a pottery studio in my garage. I'm very happy in there as well. Why pottery? It's a good, it's centering, quite literally. And you get to make mugs, plates, ashtrays. I always say it's like doing yoga if at the end of yoga you produced a souvenir.
That's a good way to look at it.
I thought it was like a euphemism for smoking pot when he said I have a pottery.
I know. Listen, I wouldn't fault you for thinking that way because that would be a clever sort of place to go. Hey, it's my weed check.
And how awesome would it be if Seth Rogen gave you a mug as a gift?
Yeah,
That's so badass.
That he made. Like, not even,
yeah. How many times? I don't know if Seth is married or not, but how often do you think he's gotten busy ghost style out there, like the ghost movie?
Zero.
Wow.
Nobody's doing
I would
that.
totally do that.
You think you'd be like, hey, come into my pottery studio and let me get behind you and let's make some pottery things?
Yes. Are you kidding me? That to me was like the biggest aphrodisiac for anybody in my generation who I think, I wish I knew how to do pottery. I was after that movie, after seeing that movie, I was like, man, I wish I knew how to do pottery. Maybe then I could get a girlfriend.
Yeah, but Seth Rogen's not hollering at 6-year-old women. Like, if you said your generation, they'd dig it. But I don't think anyone in, like, their 40s or younger is, like, into pottery where they're going to want to sit in front of Seth Rogen as he guides their hands around the clay.
You don't know. Some of those older women, maybe Seth's into it. Maybe he's a cougar hunter hunting, like, cougars or something. Whatever. What do you call that? Reverse cougar? I don't know. What do you call that? A lynx?
He is married to Lauren Rogan or Lauren Miller.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, fine, Steve. Ruin my fantasy.
My bad. Maybe she's into it. Maybe that's how they met.
Maybe.
Wouldn't that be wild if that's how they met? He brought her into the pottery studio and reenacted the ghost movement?
Yes.
And she's like, you know what? I love this. You're the man for me. All right. There you go. So I have a question since we are talking about perhaps maybe trying to, have a moment. And, when you're a young person, you are getting into the world of drinking, and eventually you come up with your signature drink that is you.
The Steve.
Yeah. It took me a while to find mine, but as a matter of fact, the average age where someone starts, graduating to quality booze, finding their favorite, so they're saying is 27 years old, which I do remember that I would drink. I used to drink Tango, and that stuff is disgusting.
Tango? You mean Tang?
No, Tango.
What the hell is Tango?
Well, you bring up Tang because it was an orange liquid with vodka. So it was basically a screwdriver that you could buy in a jug.
Oh,
and they
boy.
called it Tango. Tango was like, hey, you don't have to make a screwdriver. You don't need any orange juice. Basically, I think they did take Tang and put vodka in there, and they sold it, and they called it Tango, and it was horrible. This was way back in the day. I don't even know if they make Tango anymore.
I've never even heard of it.
No, how did you get this? This came out of the UK.
Yeah, well, you know what? We were fancy back in the day, okay? I'm talking in the 70s is when we would get Tango.
Oh, it's like smuggling it from another country?
Hello, would you like some Tango, sir? Yeah, I don't know how we got it, but we got it, and it was
wow. They say it's like in the same class as like a Mad Dog. Like, remember those drinks?
Yes.
MD's Mad Dog.
Yeah. And so 27 years old is when people say, okay, I need to get a better booze. I need to get better than Ripple or whatever I'm drinking over there.
Yeah, you need to get better than that stuff if it's like Mad Dog.
And how long did it take you to figure out your drink? It says in the story that it takes them an average of 3 years to find out, okay, this is my drink. This is what I'll always go to.
I feel like it changes. Like, I mean, I think there was a point where I was like, everything was just always vodka soda, vodka tonic, anything was just like, a splash of something with vodka, even vodka water. But like recently, it's so rare that I do drink, but if I do, like, I actually enjoy I like tequila now. And I used to hate tequila.
Ooh, yeah, tequila used to make you angry.
Very.
And now you used to have bad tequila.
That's the problem. I was angry because I was drinking terrible tequila.
Again, the idea when you graduate to quality booze, right, you may have less horrible after effects.
Yeah, absolutely. Like when I started drinking better tequila, I was like, wow, I actually feel good, and I'm a happy drunk with this.
Yeah, I will drink rum by itself if it's a really, really good quality rum because, it's almost a sin to ruin it by throwing a soda in there, which is what, of course, my signature drink is rum and Coke or rum and Diet Coke. Yeah, right. But really, I wanted to graduate and be better than that every once in a while with some of my fancier friends that know what they're doing. So although a good whiskey, now a good whiskey is a drink I graduated to. But it depends on the circumstances. Like if I want to look sophisticated, then I will. And look,
when do you want to look sophisticated?
Well, there are people that actually do this. The one thing they found in the study is you have your drink, but then there's your sophisticated drink. If you're at a business thing or whatever, you don't want to look like a loser. Like you go, let me have a drink that's like a soda and something. You see some people going for sophisticated drinks. You have like a martini, like a Manhattan, like an old fashioned. I think, Rev, are you an old fashioned guy?
No, I'm not. And I'm neither a Manhattan person, too. I tried to drink one once on a Valentine's date with my wife, and it was like, no, I'm not an adult. I don't want this.
Yeah, if I'm in like a sophisticated thing where I need to show off, I'll get a Four Loko like most people.
Hell, of course, yeah.
Well, duh. Right. That's just the classiest drink you could possibly get.
One texter says I'm 28, and as of 3 months ago, my go-to, Long Island's.
That's not a bad call.
I hate to say it.
A lot of alcohol, man.
It's not a bad call unless you are on a date.
What do you mean?
This study says that it is the worst drink to order if you're on a date because people have a bad impression of you, a Long Island iced tea.
If I'm on a
Which
date-
I don't understand why, but this is just what the story
If someone ordered that and I'm on a date, I'm like, oh, this person likes to party.
Yeah.
That's a good impression.
Well, again,
Tonight's going to be fun.
If you're a dude, sure, you may not mind it if she orders that because you're going to have a good time. But if you order that, it's probably maybe she's going to go like, okay, this guy's just a party and loser. I don't want to be with this guy. At least that's, again, 22% of the people said, yeah, this would be, I'd have a bad impression of you if you ordered a Long Island.
Now, if you're just sitting there pounding Long Islands, then yeah, you're going to have a bad time because after like two of them, like the wheels just fall off.
Or the best time ever. I don't
Well,
know.
yeah, right. Just won't, it might not be memorable, but it's going to be a good time.
Right.
Well, you can understand. Rev just said, well, if you have two of them, well, that's the thing. When they see the first one come, then they're like, oh my God, where's this going to go? Are they going to order? And so the whole date is like, will number two show up or will they know to stop with number one?
What about a good old AMF? Is that also a good one? Like, wow. For reputation.
Yeah, that's,
Adios, mother effer. Or is it the garbage can one?
Ooh, the garbage cans are delicious. Or like the trash cans. Like
The trash can, that's what it is.
And
Yeah.
the wood
Yeah,
fire, or the rock wood-fired pizza.
Oh, the buckets.
Oh,
The buckets, you see now it really depends. Like I remember when Vicky got the bucket and it came in like it's like a little sandcastle bucket.
Yeah.
And if she really, I swear they checked her ID 5 times,
right?
Because she had that bucket in front of her and she looked like she really should be making sandcastles rather than having an alcoholic beverage. Then
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
Kickstart summer at Lowe's with Memorial Day savings on major appliances like the smart Whirlpool top load washer featuring the 2-in-1 removable agitator in a color you'll only find at Lowe's. Take it out for bulky items, leave it in for a more thorough clean. You can customize any load, plus skip steps with the Load and Go dispenser. Simply add detergent once and skip the refills. Memorial Day savings start now at Lowe's. Shop in-store or online today.
Grandma, we missed you!
Come here, kids. It's so good to see you again. Grandma and I have to catch up. Why don't you play in the other room for a bit?
Okay!
It's good to see you again, Mom. We all missed you.
I'm sorry it took so long. I lost a lot to my gambling problems, but I'm happy to have my life back with you.
We are too, Mom.
If gambling is creating a problem for you, call the Washington State Helpline at 1-800-547-6133 or visit evergreencpg.org.
Take the next step toward the career you want, be it business, cybersecurity, healthcare, or more. UMGC can help you get there. No application fee when you apply by August 31st. Visit umgc.edu, certified to operate by Chev.
Hey guys, Matt McAllister here. Now look, all couples argue or disagree from time to time, but when that comes your norm and you find yourself, drifting apart, it might be time to reconsider that relationship. Look, I've been there. It's not easy on anybody, but if you do need professional, compassionate help, you might want to talk with the folks at Family Law Solutions. They're the partner you need when times get really tough. They provide solutions from adoption to prenuptial agreements to divorce and child support. And you don't have to go this alone. Get started today at FamilyLawSolutionsNorthwest.com.
You're listening to BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
KISW, the Rock of Seattle. Let's talk about Brandon. He's from the great land of Tulsa, Oklahoma.
All right.
Now, Brandon, he met a woman on a dating app this week, and they went out on Wednesday night. But as they were driving off, a cop tried to pull them over, and Brandon was like, yeah, I feel a need for speed.
Is that what he said?
Wow. Oh, and that first date turned into a high-speed police chase, Steve. And it only ended after Brandon blew through some of the stop signs and decided to finally pull over. He's like, all right, maybe I should stop.
Well, that's what she gets for not using their typical dating apps, and she went with plentyoffelons.com.
Plenty of Felons is a great site, Steve. Yeah, this guy had an outstanding warrant for 5 traffic and drug cases.
Some folks just don't get it.
They just don't get it. Yeah, I don't know how this happens. Looks like he's going to face more charges, too. I guess you're not supposed to elude police officers and go on high-speed chases.
All right, Vicky, you're on a date. And somebody, all of a sudden, you're driving, and the cops show up, and he's like, oh, crap, and he just guns it. How do you react?
Oh, this is when I'm going to exercise an attempt to jump out of a car, moving car.
Oh, so it wouldn't like get you going, like get you excited, like, oh, this is a bad boy.
No, I'm going to die, so I might as well get out of this.
Yeah.
I feel like that would be more Sarah. She likes the felons.
Yeah.
Yeah, she
I got a
does.
feeling that if I was like riding passenger and I was on a date and like the person I'm with, all of a sudden, like if back in the single days and she just started stunning it because the cops behind her, I'd be like, I don't know what's about to happen, but I'm in. Let's see.
Really?
Goes, yeah.
Oh, I'm terrified.
I'd be terrified too, but I think I'd be like, in a weird part of my brain will be like, this is awesome.
I'm going to be so angry at her because she has just ruined one of my best favorite pants. Because I'm going to soil the hell out of myself. Oh, yeah. I'm on a high-speed chase, blowing through stop signs?
Yeah. No, you're right. I'd probably have an accident, too. But it would still, at some point, I would think this is awesome. Until it stopped being awesome.
Now, the good news for the date was that she was let go because she had the perfect excuse. She's like, I did not know he was wanted.
I just met him.
Yeah. Again, if you're on Plenty of Felons, I mean, you have to know that sometimes those people might... God, that sucks, man. And if you're a person, what do you think about yourself that this is who you pick? You got to really wonder, like, man, this is who I swiped right on this one.
It's a first date. I doubt he'd put on there, like, I have 7 warrants for my arrest. I like to engage in high-speed chases with the cops.
I'm definitely going to, you know what? I'm doubting myself, Steve. I'm going to let my friends pick out the people because obviously I do not know how to pick out
That's
somebody.
the whole point of the first date. You get to learn about someone.
Oh,
She
you do?
learned.
Yeah. That's called, I mean, I've heard of speed dating, but come on. Hey.
I get it, yeah. That's
Thank
nice.
you. Thank you. Good night, everybody.
It's the lukewarm topic of the day.
So this couple's first date ends in a police chase and an arrest. But, man, I mean, you know what? That may not be the craziest date that's ever been had. Maybe you've been on an even crazier date, or at least one that's equally crazy. We'd like to hear about those nutso dates you've been on. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. What was the craziest date that you've ever been on?
So this is when I went on my second date with the guy. He told the exact same stories, pretty much word for word, that he shared on the first date.
Ooh.
It was weird.
Man.
I'd almost finish his sentences and be like, my gosh, like we're meant to be.
Listen, as you get older in life, I can understand how you might start telling the same stories to people because you forgot you did. But if you're a first date guy and you're young, how's that happen?
Yeah, you got to kind of remember what you went to. I mean, unless you go on so many dates that you lose track of who you're dating.
Oh, you got to keep a book then. You gotta,
book?
Yeah, well, I would. If I was lucky enough to have had a lot of women that I dated, which I wasn't, I would have had a book. Because I wouldn't want to make those mistakes.
Yeah?
You know, I'd want to remember, like, what did I say about Mary? What was she wearing? What did I like about her? Because you're meeting so many people if you're lucky enough to, not me.
So you can pull out the book? Let me check and see if I shared this story with you before.
Yeah, before that date, I sure would. You know how I am with my clothes and how I'm anal retentive with everything.
That's very true.
If I was juggling even if I had 2 women at once, which I never did date 2 women at once, I think I would have done that. Because the last thing I want to do is F up by regaling something or making her think we shared an experience, but it was with the other girl I was dating. I'd have to keep a book. You know, wouldn't that be embarrassing? Dude, when we went to that pumpkin patch and she's like, what are you talking about? Oh, damn. You know what I mean? That's embarrassing.
I've been on many dates that were duds, but the one that I always remember, I was 20, so 11 years ago, I went out with this guy. He was very insistent, like, come on, let's go out, let's go. I'm like, fine, okay, I'll go out with you. And he said a lot of weird stuff during the date, but my favorite was he said something and he had to prove that he was not a racist. And by doing so, he's like, but I've slept with women of all kinds of races. And he's like, I've slept with Brazilians, I've slept with these types of women. And he goes on, he lists like a bunch of different ethnicities. I'm like, okay, good for you.
That's just like a recycling of the old bit, my best friend is a blank.
Right. And I'm just like, cool, you're telling me about all your conquests. This does not make me want you anymore.
At any point, they say he's the least racist person in the room.
Something along those lines.
That's when you know you're really not a racist, when you make a statement like that.
And I'm like, okay, this guy. But I was trying to be nice enough because he was the one that drove. So I'm like, I don't want to walk back. So we finally are driving back, and on the ride back, he then says, because I had just started working here, he's like, so you're not allowed to talk about me on the radio, because if you do, I'm going to have my sister beat you up.
Oh, how about this? Love this guy.
So come at me, bro.
Yeah.
Or sis.
So get ready, Vicky.
Dude, how crazy would it be if today we get a group text from everyone on the show, and Vicky shows us a picture of her with a black eye, and she's like, that girl showed up.
She showed
to
up
the station and was waiting for me.
Yeah, I talked about him, and it's like Fight Club. I wasn't supposed to.
Yeah. Come at me.
Yeah. Come at me, bro. I love how he says, I'm still not going to hit a girl. I will get another girl to hit you instead.
Right.
I love that. I mean, he's got some sort of sense of chivalry, I guess.
But he was like, if we're going to be dating, you can't. And I'm like, what makes you think we're going to be dating?
Let's go to Patrick in Port Ludlow. Patrick, you are on the rock.
Could have been the one.
I know, Vicky.
Good morning, everyone.
Hey. Good morning, Patrick. So how about you? What was the craziest date that you've ever been on?
Well, I was on a date when I was stationed down in Mississippi. I had met a girl who lived pretty close in Louisiana, and we went out and went around to a few bars and restaurant and everything. And then she invites me back to her house. So when we show up at her house, everything is missing from her house. All of her furniture,
So
everything.
she takes you back to her place and it's completely empty.
Empty, completely empty. And she starts freaking out. She's screaming and yelling.
Oh, no.
And then we go up the stairs into the bedroom, and the bed is all taken apart and just in kind of a pile on the ground. And there's this little monkey stuffed animal. The head is ripped off and stuck to the wall with a little steak knife. And I just bailed.
Whoa. That is some serious high level, like serial killer type moves right there.
It was super creepy. And she started talking like, well, maybe we could put the bed together. Nope.
Gotta go.
You know what?
Yep.
When if you're a person where you scare a dude so much that basically his fear mechanism overrides his let's get busy mechanism, you need to go. If you need to fix this, it takes a lot to override the let's
When
get
the
busy
big
mechanism.
head is able to trump the thoughts of the little
Yes.
head, that means something is wrong.
Yeah, because
Yeah, exactly.
Man, you know what? Again, I will say this. Sometimes I really miss not being in the not joining the military because the life adventures are insane.
There's no way you could have done the military.
I agree. You're absolutely right. Both my father and my brother, who were in the military, actually told me, "You better hope there's no draft because you will not survive it."
How about this text? It says, I showed up to Red Robin for a date. There was a woman sitting next to us at the table right by us, and at some point my date says, oh, that's my babysitter. She wanted Red Robin too, so she invited her and her kid. Mind you, she never told me that she had a kid, and this was date number 5 or 6.
Oh, wait, so date number 5, 6, she rolls that out?
WTF. Was she hoping that you were going to pay for the babysitter, or was it just like hey, they're going to sit over there, don't worry about them. That's my child. We'll pretend that we don't know her.
Now, what if it's you? What if it's you, though, Steve, and
Hi,
your
Steve.
favorite movie is Babysitters?
That's a...
You know what I mean?
That's a tough sell.
Still, there's your dream come true.
My favorite movie is also Rocky. I don't feel like getting into a boxing match with Apollo Creed.
All right, well, you know what, buddy?
All
Listen,
right,
I don't know what your fantasies are.
Love Full Metal Jacket. I don't really want to go through basic training and then get all crazy.
All right.
What if the babysitter's hotter than the girl that you're on a date with?
Oh.
And then you just you just make the move. You're just
do a flipper?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go sit with them.
Let's swap seats. Here, why don't you hang out with your child?
Wow.
There
Or
you
even
go.
better, what if Apollo Creed is hotter than all of them?
In.
All right, there we go.
I'm treating. Bottomless fries for Apollo Creed.
I feel like that should be a sign.
All right, here's another one where it's just a random occurrence also happened. Went on a date where the woman brought her husband. Turned out to be a fun night.
Oh,
open.
well, at that
Well,
point,
we don't know that. Maybe they just had good conversation, Rev.
Sure. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, sure.
Totally. Yeah.
That is.
So you go on a second date.
I mean, that's a very fascinating situation because it is a date as opposed to we're just going to get together and bang. Well, you know what I mean?
I had that happen once. I remember many years ago, I was chatting with a girl and then like, oh, let's get together and let's go get lunch. I never bothered to say on a date. I just figured like that was...
Oh, see, lunch is so innocuous. Yeah.
So I go to the Ram to meet up, and we're back in the U District.
You meet her at the Ram. She's got to know what you want to do.
I felt like that was a sign. It was her suggestion. I'm like, Ram, yeah.
Ram.
Right.
She knows what's up.
There's a place called Slammers. I meet you there, too. And then she's sitting there, and it's with a dude. And I'm like, okay, random. So I was like, hey.
What's that about?
That was her boyfriend. She just thought we were being buddies. And she was excited to introduce me to her boyfriend. And I was like, oh, well, I guess we really didn't have, we didn't really formulate what was going on. Highway to the friend zone.
See, this is where I say that a lot of women, not of all of them, but a lot of women, this is where they're clueless about men. Men won't ask you to anything unless they're somewhat interested, usually.
Yeah, I just thought, like, if not a date, at least, like, I mean, you would think at least I would have been brought up, and then at least I'd have that in the back of my mind. Like, even if you didn't think it was a date, you'd be like, hey, cool, can my husband come? He's got the day off from work, or boyfriend. Like, sure, great.
Yeah, I don't know why women don't get this. I was recently asked out for a drink.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like,
yeah.
Well, sir, first of all,
on a fuzzy navel.
The person asked me in my Facebook, and I tell everybody that, look, if you listen to the show, Danny, Vicky, Sarah, and they all have access to my Facebook. So if you ask anything, they're all going to see it.
Why didn't you say yes then, Danny? You should be like, absolutely.
You should totally that would have been funny if Danny slid into my own DMs.
It would have, yeah, no.
But I mean, it's like
you'd be in a lot of trouble if you did.
And
that.
this person knows I'm married, so I'm like, what are you doing? Asking me for a drink. So, I mean, I was tactful and said, hey, man, I'm a real busy guy. I can't come out for drinking with anyone. But it's like, there's no good that comes out of it. Just a random woman just saying, hey, would you like to go get a drink? My generation, what that means is you would like to start something.
I think we should have responded and then just have Sarah show up with just like her. She's like, so.
Yeah, be like, I was the one who answered. I checked my dad's Facebook page. He wanted to drink with me.
Exactly.
So I'm giving fair warning to anybody who might want to send me anything. Remember, you're sending it to everybody.
So how should they send it if they just want to get right to you?
There is no right to me, buddy. Yeah, there is no right to me.
Yeah, we got the buffers on purpose.
Yeah, my world's an open book. I have no privacy at all.
I like this text. I took a chick out for milkshakes. She told me afterwards that she doesn't like milkshakes. What kind of weirdo doesn't like milkshakes?
The kind of weirdo that doesn't want to bring boys to the yard. That's what kind.
Maybe someone who's lactose intolerant.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. You don't like milkshakes?
You don't like anything desserts and sweets. We've gone through this.
That's it. You're right, Steve.
Whoa!
Steve is throwing stuff at him, and rightly so. Milkshakes are 100% American, you terrorist.
There's at least 3 times a week where I say at home, I'm like, I just want a milkshake. And my wife's like, no. Story's over.
And I'm like, word. And she's like, no. Basically, they all talk like Shia LaBeouf. I want a milkshake. She says, no.
I was asking for a cigarette. You said no.
I said word.
That's how it goes down. I want a milkshake. She said no.
I said word. Story's over.
It's basically, welcome to Night at the LaBeoufs.
Wow. Just do it, man.
Yeah.
I'm from it, you dummy.
I wouldn't call my wife a dummy.
Why didn't she give you a milkshake after that when she found out you're from it?
Just do it.
I know. I mean, I think you're really being clear.
Make your dreams come true.
And dreams in this case are milkshakes.
Yes, you can.
Yes, you can.
Do it.
Give me a milkshake. I'm from it. Steve, you need to step up your game.
Yeah.
I'm from it, you dummy.
Yeah, there we go.
Love you, babe.
I love you, but you got to slide that in.
Yeah, we can't call her a dummy without at least saying I love her.
That's a good point. You really want to know. That was a term of endearment.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. If I call Travis, will I actually see him or someone who works for him?
Absolutely. When you come in to see my office, when you first call in, my staff will try to help you with any basic questions that you have. I can give you a call back, but they'll usually try to schedule you for a free consultation with me, the attorney. And I'll meet with you personally. We'll talk about the basics of your case, and I'll take you through a question and answer session an interview that usually lasts about 30 minutes. We'll get the basics of your financial situation. I can answer your questions, and we can talk about whether bankruptcy makes sense, your non-bankruptcy options, and how bankruptcy could affect you, what the process is.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at ChooseTheRightChapter.com. That's ChooseTheRightChapter.com. Thanks for listening.
Make your kitchen ready for every summer gathering this Memorial Day with LG and Lowe's. Our exclusive InstaView appliance suite includes ranges with air fry, refrigerators with slow melting craft ice, and an exclusive dishwasher you can only find at Lowe's. Plus, you'll get up to 10% back via a MasterCard prepaid card when you bundle eligible LG products via rebate. Shop Memorial Day savings at Lowe's. Offer valid 3/3 through 5/18 on select LG items only. See Lowe's.com/rebates for details and timing.
Oh my gosh, it's been too long since I've been on a bike.
I really like it. Living a healthy life free of gambling problems is a lot of fun and a nice change of pace.
Did you say race?
No. Yes.
Reconnect with yourself and the ones you love. If gambling is creating a problem for you, there's hope and help. For more information, call the Washington State Helpline at 1-800-547-6133 or visit evergreencpg.org. That's evergreencpg.org.
Take the next step toward the career you want, be it business, cybersecurity, healthcare, or more. UMGC can help you get there. No application fee when you apply by August 31st. Visit umgc.edu, certified to operate by Chev.